Dear shareholders, good afternoon, and a warm welcome to all of you to the 42nd Annual General Meeting of Titan Company Limited through video conferencing or other audiovisual facility. As a reminder for the smooth conduct of the meeting, the members will be in mute mode, and audio and video will be open when they will speak at the AGM as per the pre-registration. The facility of joining the AGM through video conference or other audiovisual means is being available for members on first-come, first-served basis. All members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute mode by the host to avoid any disturbance arising from background noise and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. The speaker shareholders will thereafter be unmuted by the host. To start speaking, the shareholder is requested to click the video on button only once and wait till the video is on. If the shareholder is not able to join through video for any reason, the shareholder can speak through audio mode. While speaking, we would request the speaker to use the earphones so that he is clearly audible, minimize any noise in the background, ensure that Wi-Fi is not connected to any device or devices, no other background applications are running, and there is proper lighting to have a good video and audio experience. If there is a connectivity problem at the speaker shareholder's end, the next speaker would be requested to join. Once the connectivity improves, the speaker shareholder may be called again to speak. Once the other shareholders have registered, complete their turn. Please note that as per the requirements, the proceedings of the annual general meeting will be recorded and made available on the website of the company. I now hand over the proceedings to Mr. Dinesh Shetty, Company Secretary of Titan Company Limited.
Thank you, moderator. Good afternoon, shareholders. This is Dinesh Shetty, General Counsel and Company Secretary of Titan Company Limited. I am very pleased to welcome you to the 42nd AGM of the company held through video conferencing in compliance with all applicable laws. I would like to inform you that Dr. S. Vijay Kumar, Chairman of the company, will conduct the proceedings of this AGM from Chennai. Now, I would like to take you through certain points regarding the participation in this AGM. Once the question and answer session starts, the moderator will announce the name of the shareholders who have registered as speaker shareholder one by one. We would request the shareholders to slow and loud while asking their questions so as to capture them correctly. We would like to request the shareholders to limit their speech to 2 to 3 minutes. During the AGM, if a member faces any technical issues, he or she may contact the helpline number mentioned in the notice of the AGM or the e-voting helpline tab appearing on top of the screen. Thank you. And now may I request Chairman to take forward the proceedings.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome all the stakeholders, shareholders to the 42nd Annual General Meeting of the company. As the requisite quorum is present, I now call the meeting to order. Mr. N.N. Tata, Vice Chairman and Nominee Director of Tata Sons.
Good afternoon, shareholders. I am a non-executive, non-independent director of the company. I am joining the meeting from Mumbai.
Mr. Puneet Chatwal, Nominee Director of Tata Sons.
Good afternoon, shareholders. I am a non-executive, non-independent director of the company. I am joining the meeting from Mumbai.
Mr. B. Santanam, Independent Director.
Good afternoon, shareholders. This is Santanam. I'm an independent director of the company. I chair the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and the Stakeholders Relationship Committee in Titan. I'm joining the meeting from Chennai.
Dr. Mohana Shankar Sivaprakasam, Independent Director.
Good afternoon, shareholders. I'm an independent director of the company. I'm joining the meeting from Chennai.
Mr. Sandeep Singhal, Independent Director.
Good afternoon, shareholders. I'm an independent director of the company and I chair the Risk Management Committee at Titan. I'm joining the meeting from Mumbai.
Mr. Anil Chowdhury, Independent Director.
Good afternoon, dear shareholders. I'm an independent director of the company. I chair the CSR and Sustainability Committee in Titan, along with the Business Ethics Committee. I'm joining the meeting from Vichy, France.
Ms. Shalini Kapoor, Independent Director.
Good afternoon, shareholders. I'm Shalini Kapoor here, and I'm an independent director of the company. I'm joining the meeting from Bangalore.
Mr. Srinivasan Varadarajan, Independent Director.
I am Srinivasan Varadarajan. I am an independent director of the company. I also chair the audit committee. I am joining this meeting from Mumbai.
Mr. Ajoy Chawla, Managing Director.
Good afternoon, shareholders. This is Ajoy Chawla. I am the Managing Director of the company. I'm joining the meeting from your corporate office in Bangalore. My colleagues, Mr. Ashok Sunthalia, the Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Dinesh Shetty, General Counsel and Company Secretary, are sharing the dais with me.
Thank you, my colleagues on the board, for your introduction. Apart from them, we also have key executives and senior management team attending this meeting. Statutory auditors and secretarial auditors have also joined this meeting. The company has taken all feasible efforts to enable members to participate through video conference and vote at the AGM. I thank all the members for joining this meeting. Hope all of you are safe and in good health. This meeting is being held through video conference in accordance with the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. A live streaming of this meeting is also being webcast on the NSDL website. The company has taken the requisite steps to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered at this AGM. The annual report for the financial year 25-26 was sent to all the shareholders through email in compliance with the directions of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. For your information, since there is no physical attendance of members, the requirement of appointing proxies is not applicable. The company has received 6 authorized representations from corporate shareholders, appointing representatives under Section 113 of the Companies Act 2013 in respect of 47 crores 10 lakhs 7,920 ordinary shares representing 53.06% of the paid up equity capital. The registers are required under the Companies Act 2013 and certificates are prescribed under SEBI Share-Based Employee Benefits and Sweat Equity Regulations 21. And other documents mentioned in the AGM notice are also available for inspection. Notice of this meeting was sent to the members by electronic means to those who are entitled to receive the same. In addition, physical copies of the annual report have been sent to the members who are requested for the same. Further, the company has sent a letter to shareholders whose email addresses are not registered with the company or depository participants, providing them the web link and the QR code where the annual report can be accessed on the company's website. With your kind permission, ladies and gentlemen, I take notice as read. The statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors of the company have expressed unqualified opinion in their respective audit reports for the financial year 25-26. There were no qualifications, observations, or adverse comments on the financial statements on the matters which have any material bearing on the functioning of the company. Now I take this opportunity to read out the chairman's statement. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the 42nd annual general meeting of your company, which is being conducted virtually pursuant to the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the SEBI. I would like to draw your attention to the theme of this year's annual report, Fueled by Ideas, Scaling Frontiers. This theme reflects your company's belief that ideas are the catalyst that have always moved us forward, helping us reimagine categories, deepen consumer relationships, and create brands that become part of the people's life. At Titan, Scaling Frontiers reflect our commitment to pushing boundaries by combining imagination with discipline, bringing together design and engineering, intuition and insight, and ambition with responsibility to create distinctive offerings and seamless experiences. As consumer aspirations continue to evolve, we remain focused on exploring new possibilities with confidence and care, building an inspired and inclusive future for Titan. This year marked a significant milestone of your company. It is a moment of immense pride that all of us that your company surpassed 75,000 crores in revenue during the financial year 25-26. This achievement reflects our disciplined execution, strategic clarity, and the enduring trust placed in us by our consumers. The financial year 25-26 was marked by significant global disruptions, geopolitical tensions, volatile trade dynamics, and rising gold prices created a challenging operating environment. Despite these headwinds, our businesses demonstrated strong resilience. While the conflict in the Middle East has introduced some uncertainty, the region continues to be a long-term opportunity, particularly in serving the Indian diaspora and broader global customer base. We are also mindful of the evolving regulatory landscapes, including measures relating to gold imports. In this context, our commitment to a circular economy assumes greater relevance. Our gold exchange initiatives are closely aligned with national priorities on optimizing gold utilization while also strengthening consumer trust and enhancing our competitive positioning. Amidst this backdrop, your company delivered a strong performance during the year. The company's total consolidated revenue grew up by 32.7% to 76,078 crores, excluding the sale of bullion and DigiGold sales. The revenue from jewelry grew up by 34.2%, touching 67,602 crores, excluding sale of bullion and DigiGold sales of 12,058 crore. The watches business of the company recorded a revenue of 5,267 crores, a growth of 14.5%. The revenue from eye care business grew by 14.4% to 916 crore. Indian dress wear division and the fragrances and women's bag business recorded a consolidated revenue of 508 crores, a growth of 25.1% over the previous year. Considering the company's excellent performance in the financial year 25-26, your board has recommended a dividend of 15 rupees per equity share for your approval. This payment represents a dividend payout ratio of about 29% of the standalone profits of the company. Let me now briefly touch upon your company's business segments. The jewelry business delivered a robust performance despite elevated gold prices and intermittent supply side challenges driven by resilient demand, premiumization, and strong wedding and festive momentum, registering a total income of 34%. Growth was supported by customer acquisition, higher ticket sizes, and exchange-led purchases. The launch of our lab-grown diamond brand Beyond marked a strategic expansion into emerging segments. Innovation remained a key focus, with Mia introducing photochromic enamel and strengthened its appeal among younger consumers through contemporary collections like Zoya, further reinforced its luxury positioning through artistic collaborations. Carrot Lane continued its growth trajectory by strengthening its position as India's leading omni-channel jewelry brand through a series of strategic brand building initiatives, leveraging its omni-channel strategy and innovations and innovative product lines to engage new age customers amid rising competition. It also expanded its accessible luxury proposition with the launch of Shaya Diamonds, a first of its kind, featuring natural diamond set in 925 silver. The acquisition of 67% stake in the Damas jewelry business marked a significant milestone in our international growth journey, establishing a strong presence across the GCC countries. With its rich legacy, design-led positioning, and extensive retail network, Damas provides a compelling platform to expand our footprint in one of the world's most attractive jewelry markets. The acquisition reinforced our global ambitions and strengthened our ability to drive sustained growth and expansion in the region. Sustainability remains central to our jewelry business, with continued leadership in responsible sourcing under the 4 Ps: people, place, process, and Planet framework and 100% ethical sourcing of gold and diamonds. The watches business recorded a healthy growth with a strong premium momentum led by brands like Titan, Nebula, Edge, Xilis. Our retail chain, Titan World and Helios, delivered healthy growth across both overall and like-for-like stores. The business continues to progress on its premiumization journey, strengthening its presence across higher value segments. By introducing advanced materials, refined design language, and automatic watch collections such as Stellar and Jalsa by Nebula, we are enhancing value realization while creating a natural upgrade journey for our consumers. The business is steadily strengthening its presence across higher value categories, spanning the premium, accessible luxury, aspirational luxury, and absolute luxury segments. The manufacturing capabilities have been enhanced through advanced automation and AI-driven systems, improving precision and scalability. The eye care business maintained strong momentum driven by disciplined execution and sustained investments in building future-ready capabilities. The eye care business closed the year on a strong note, fueled by strategic marketing investments and a sharp focus on growth. Our collaboration with several international brands is a key driver of premiumization and central to our ambition of making Titan Eye Plus the country's leading multi-brand, multi-price eyewear destination. During the year, we further strengthened the consumer experience through the redesign of Titan Eye Plus stores and the launch of Runway, our premium retail format designed to offer a more elevated and curated shopping environment. During the year, the eye care business advanced its innovation agenda by strengthening the core while selectively expanding into future-forward categories, including AI-led interventions that automate automatic processes, building further on the vision behind initiatives such as Titan IX. The fragrances and the women's bag business remained among the fastest growing segment, delivering strong value and volume growth. During the year, the women bags segment styled 1 million consumers, achieving 71% year-on-year growth. We expanded the perfumes portfolio through a robust omni-channel networking spanning skin kiosks, 3,000 multi-brand outlets, department stores, and leading e-commerce that quick commerce platforms while strengthening digital engagement with younger consumers. IRTH and Fast Track together drove a calibrated growth engine, with IRTH scaling premium retail through 17 Yellow stores and strong like-to-like growth across 140 large format stores, while Fast Track delivered momentum via digital and quick commerce channels. The business continues to scale through a balanced, premium, and youth-focused portfolio. The Indian dresswear business recorded steady growth, supported by strong e-commerce traction and wedding-led demand. At Taneira, growth continues to be supported by strong focus on product innovation and excellence, combined with steady expansion of distribution channels by introducing relevant offerings, maintaining high standards of quality and reliability, and strengthening market reach through robust channel partnership. Your company remains well-positioned to meet evolving customer needs and drive sustainable long-term growth. Artificial intelligence is expected to play an increasingly transformative role across your company's businesses. By leveraging AI-led insights and capabilities, the company aims to enhance product design, merchandising, customer engagement, and operational efficiency, enabling more personalized customer offerings, improved demand forecasting, smarter inventory management, and accelerate design innovation aligned with evolving consumer preferences. Being a responsible corporate citizen, your company continues to make meaningful impact through focused initiatives aimed at uplifting underprivileged girls, enhancing skill among marginalized communities, and supporting India's rich culture of arts, crafts, and heritage. These efforts reflect a long-term commitment to creating deep, long-lasting engagement with the communities we serve. During the year, your company strengthened its CSR and sustainability efforts through focused governance, impactful community programs, and strategic stakeholders partnership. The initiatives in education, rural development, vision care, and environmental stewardship continue to create meaningful and measurable impact while supporting your company's broader Pragati sustainability aspirations. Looking ahead, we remain optimistic about your company's growth prospects. India's consumption story continues to unfold in our favor with rising discretionary spends, greater formalization across categories, and an aspiring middle India emerging from smaller towns, which are steadily expanding the market for trusted brand players. Our distinctive portfolio of brands allow us to serve consumers across income groups, generations, and genders, meeting the tastes of an increasingly discerning and premiumizing nation. We are confident of sustaining market share gains in our categories, particularly jewelry and premium watches, as well as scaling our newer ventures. Our international business has gained impressive momentum and is well placed to achieve meaningful scale across North America and the GCC, with the Damas acquisition opening exciting new avenues among the Arab consumers. Equally, the Make in India momentum positions Steel, our engineering subsidiary, to capture fresh global opportunities. Underpinning all of this is our commitment to responsible growth. Through Pragati, we will weave sustainability even more deeply into our strategy, improving resource efficiency, advancing climate action, strengthening responsible sourcing, nurturing a diverse and inclusive workplace, and creating lasting impact in the communities we serve, always upholding the highest standards of ethics and governance. Guided by our purpose and values, we will keep building a future-ready, admired lifestyle company that enriches lives for generations to come. At this juncture, I would like to inform that this occasion is particularly significant. Mr. Noel Tata is set to retire in November 2026 as per the Tata Group's policy and is attending his last AGM of your company as Vice Chairman. Over more than 23 years, his visionary leadership and constant commitment to Tata values have been a cornerstone of Titan's remarkable growth. We extend our deepest gratitude for his guidance and wisdom, which have been instrumental in shaping the company into the leader as it is today. His enduring legacy will continue to inspire and guide us as we pursue new horizons and scale even greater heights. At the conclusion of my speech, I would like to invite our Vice Chairman, Mr. Noel N. Tata, to address the shareholders. I am sure the esteemed shareholders would value the opportunity to hear his thoughts and reflections on his journey over the years with Titan. On behalf of the board, I would like to place on record our appreciation for the hard work, dedication, and efforts of the management for their accomplishments during the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Now I request Mr. N. Tata, Vice Chairman, to address the shareholders.
Thank you, Chairman. Dear shareholders, good afternoon once again. First of all, I'd like to sincerely thank all our shareholders, our colleagues, and partners for their confidence, trust, and support over these last 23 years. When I joined the board of Titan in 2003, it was a very different company. The revenue was in 3-digit of crores, profits in 2 digits in crores, and we did not have a strong balance sheet. In these 2 decades, the company has transformed significantly. Revenue has grown from 800 crores to over 77,000 crores. Profits from less than 10 crores to over 6,000 crores. And a share price which went up from rupees 4 per share to more than 4,500 per share, making it the second largest Tata Group company by market cap. In these years, Titan has grown from a much loved watches company to a multi-category and multi-brand company, which has redefined the Indian jewelry industry. Most significantly, the company's emphasis and investments in talent and leadership development has ensured that growth and innovation continue even as the baton is passed from one leader to another. Dear shareholders, I believe the future of your company is bright. All key businesses, including subsidiaries like CaratLane and Teal, are delivering strong and profitable growth. I wish the team the very best for the next phase of the company's journey. Thank you.
Tata, for your inspiring words and for your invaluable contribution to Titan over the years. I once again thank all our shareholders for their continued trust and support. On behalf of the board, I assure you that we remain committed to creating sustainable value of all stakeholders while upholding the highest standards of governance, ethics, and responsibility. I now request the Company Secretary to explain the sequence of the meeting and process of voting on the resolutions in the meeting.
Thank you, Chairman. The Companies Act 2013 and SEBI regulations provide for facilitating electronic voting on the resolution as covered in the notice of this AGM. Accordingly, the company has provided its members the facility to cast their vote through remote e-voting system administered by NSDL. Further, facility for voting at the meeting is also provided for members present here through video conference and who have not voted yet. Members may please go to the voting page of NSDL e-voting website and cast their vote while at the same time watch the proceedings of this meeting. Mr. Pradeep Kulkarni, practicing Company Secretary, has been appointed as scrutinizer to scrutinize the votes cast at the meeting and through remote e-voting. Since the AGM is being held through video conference or other audio-visual means and the resolution mentioned in the notice convening this AGM have been already put to vote through remote e-voting, there will be no proposing and seconding of the resolutions. May I now request the chairman to continue with the proceedings?
I now request those members who have registered to speak to ask their questions one by one.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. We now invite our first speaker member, Mr. Arun Bopanna. So may we request you to please unmute your audio and video and ask your question now. Mr. Bopanna, your connection is unmuted. We will wait for a moment while Mr. Bopanna unmutes his connection. We can see your video, sir. Could you please unmute your mic? So you may ask your question.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks to Dinesh, Bindu, and Nazia for arranging the VC. I'd like to welcome Ajay Chawla as MD, Mr. Pune Chitwal as a director, and my old friend Srini from Axis Bank to the board of Titan. Sir, I was born and brought up in Tamil Nadu. Now settled in Bombay, wearing the badge of honor of Tatas. I feel it's a privilege to speak and to pro Noel Tata. I'm unable to see Noel Tata. I'll be happy to see his face. He has a fantastic smile and the way he winks is lovely. It's a treasure forward. Sir, Jagdish Desai realized the time itself was changing and that Tata Group had to change with it. Titan became the meeting point of aristocracy, bureaucracy, and meritocracy. The aristocracy of the Tata name gave trust and credibility. The bureaucracy of TITCO gave institutional support. The meritocracy of Tata people created products that earned admiration across the world. Aristocracy did not seek to dominate. Bureaucracy did not become an obstacle. And meritocracy transferred an idea into one of India's most honored and admired in the world. Titan stands as a proof that when institutions work together, they can transform the entire nation. an intent to further increase its market share in the largely unorganized industry? How is AI transforming product development, retail operation, and customer engagement? Generation Z tastes evolve at lightning speed, seeking purpose, not any a mere need. How is Titan adapting to the aspirations of Gen Z consumers? I wish Titan all success, not merely in sales alone, but capabilities patiently built and grown, never to be built in haste, but with empirical taste. My concluding remarks, sir. This is for Apurva Noel Tata's final AGM as Vice Chairman. Permit me to offer a few words of gratitude to him. It is sad to bid fair to you, sir. Your affection shall remain very true. Retirement is not a closing door, not merely a final score. Your duties may cease and titles may fade. Your philanthropic wisdom continues to cascade. Your belief that wealth must create value, not only for shareholders, but for society, will remain part of our Tata legacy. So today, we do not simply say goodbye, we offer our gratitude, our respect, and our warmest wishes for in the house of Tata's people may retire from office, but the Tata spirit never retires. Tatas in life never retire. They continue to serve in new ways. I wish you all the best, sir. It's a proud privilege for me, having been born and brought up in Tamil Nadu and settled in Mumbai, wearing the crown of badge of honor of Tatas and seeing my old friend from the board, G and David. I wish you all the best. Noel Tata ji, I'd like to see you in Bombay when I'm back. I'm in Hyderabad currently. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bopanna. We will now move to our speaker number 2. That would be Mr. Jaideep Bakshi. Mr. Bakshi, may we request you to please unmute your connection and ask your question?
Yes, very good afternoon, Chairman, Vice Chairman, MD, CFO, and Board of Directors. Myself, Jaideep Bakshi, connecting from the city of Kolkata. First of all, I convey my thanks to our Company Secretary, Dinesh Ji, for giving the opportunity to express my view, and also to Tanzia Ma'am in the Secretarial Department for helping us in sorting out our queries and presenting a detailed and informative annual report. So the initial speech was very much informative, shared about our company's affairs and also the future prospects. Just in this line, we want to know the steps are we taking to improve the margins in the jewelry and the watch divisions, and expansion plans for Tanishq and the new stores in India and abroad. What are our thoughts? And thoughts regarding the brand visibility in this competitive market and also the festive season round the corner. And there is fluctuation in the gold prices. So how is Titan maintaining this consumer demand and protecting our operating margins? Kindly share our thoughts. And personally using some of our products and really satisfied with it. And nothing to add more, I supported the resolutions and continue with our creating value through our growth projections in future years under the different verticals. Thank you, sir, and wish our Vice Chairman, Mr. Noel Tata, a happy and peaceful retired life. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi. We now move to our speaker number 3, that is Mr. Bimal Kumar Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal, may we request you to please unmute your audio and video and ask your question?
Hello, can you hear me, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Hello. Thank you, moderator. First of all, I'd like to thank the company secretary, team management, staff, and the shareholder. And good afternoon to you. Good evening, good night, and good morning to other shareholders, other directors who have joined from different parts of the world. I thank the company secretary's team, Nazia madam also. See, my dividend was stuck for 6 years. Last so many years, the other people, they had gone. Sorry. They said they'll do the work, but at last Nadia ma'am did the work. My dividend came after 6 years. Thanks to the Nadia ma'am. And sir, dividend declare when it will be credited in our account. And because as Reliance is dividend is credited on the same day, it's a digital world. Why our dividend also should be credited in the evening by today only? see that next time or from after next, you can credit that dividend on the same day also. That's all from me. Thank you. And what is the accretion rate of our employees? That's all from me. Thank you very much. And please continue video conference so people from all over the world can join. And if you don't mind, next time you'll have a analyst meet. Can you invite us? That's all from me. Invite me. Or thank you very much.
Thank you. We take our next speaker shareholder, speaker number 4, that's Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta. Mr. Gupta, please unmute your connection and ask your question now.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Kumar Gupta. I've joined this meeting from City of Joy, Kolkata. I thanks to you and your team for the excellent result of the company for the year 25-26. Thanks to Nazia to help us to join this meeting through VC. She always take care of the small investors. So my special thanks to her. So today I'm very upset to hear from you that Mr. Tata will retire from our board on 12th November. So I want to convey my best wishes to him, and I wish to God for his healthy and prosperous, safe, long life. After a long time, there will be no a member of family board, member of Tata in the Tata board. Sir, I have 3 questions. What's your future plan? And what's your future outlook for the jewelry and watches business? And is there direct or indirect impact has come on our company due to Middle East tension? So kindly extend the discount coupon validity, and sir, organize one eye checkup camp and allow maximum discount for the shareholder in the Tata Titan Eye Care. And sir, increase the discount because we are getting more discount in the retail market, better than discount coupon. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. We now invite our speaker number 5, that's Kaushik Narendra Shahukar. Mr. Shahukar, we would request you to please unmute your connection and you may ask your question.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
Audible, ma'am? Yeah. Respected Chairman, Mr. Dr. Vijay Kumar, esteemed board members and fellow shareholders, good afternoon to all. It gives me immense pleasure to
Mr. Shahukar, could you just hold the microphone, the mouthpiece properly so that we can hear you?
It gives me immense pleasure to interact with you once again this year. I am deeply grateful to our company secretary for granting me the opportunity. I sincerely wish everyone a good health. Coming to query, Titan has successfully built leadership across jewelry, watches, eyewear, and emerging lifestyle categories as the company continues to expand domestically and internationally. How does the board evaluate capital allocation among store expansion, digital commerce acquisition, and brand investments to ensure sustainable growth and superior return on capital employed? So I hope I'm clear, sir. Yeah, thank you. The company could enhance one suggestion. The company could enhance revenue by introducing a comprehensive membership and subscription ecosystem across Tanishq, Titan Fast Track, Titan Eye, and Carrot Lane, offering benefits such as exclusively launches, complimentary services, style consultation, extended warranties, and royalty rewards. This would increase repeat purchases, improve customer lifetime value, and strengthen cross-brand engagement. On a lighter note, Titan watches tell us the right time every day. As the shareholders, we are just waiting for the time when the share price surprises us pleasantly every morning. Before concluding, Chairman Sir, Mr. Dr. Vijay Kumar, I once again humbly request your kind consideration and empathy. So CSR stands for Service for Humanity. when they need it the most. Uh, I sincerely request you to kindly consider my providing me with suitable opportunities in certification audit, both offline and online, across the group companies. Keeping in the mind my medical conditions, such an opportunity would help me remain professionally resilient while continuing to contribute through my knowledge, experience, and commitment. For past several years, I have been writing with the hope that my request would receive your attention. I earnestly request you to kindly consider my credential this time and not let my sincere appeal go unnoticed. In this regard, I respectfully request the company to kindly let me know its decision. I will appreciate a clear response as to whether company is willing to support my needs rather than keeping the matter pending. A definite decision, whether favorable or otherwise, would enable me to plan my future accordingly. Thank you very much for a valuable time, patience, and kind consideration. I remain hopeful for a positive response and look forward to meeting you next year. I hope Mr. Dr. Vijay Kumar has listened to my query. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We invite our next speaker, speaker number 6, Mr. Abhishek J. We would request you to please unmute your connection, Ms. Abhishek, and ask your question.
So can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So first of all, I congratulate the management on the eve of 42nd annual general body meeting. So trust all is well with you and your family in this challenging situation. Our company deserves much more respect than the current market cap after completing more than a decade of successful operations, profitability, and becoming one of the strongest brands in the respective segment. So first of all, I would like to know, as of date, how many employees are there in the company? What are the steps being taken by the management to reduce the other expenses, legal professional charges, and the audit fees? I would request you to kindly arrange a planned visit for the investor fraternity as and when it is feasible. Try to conduct hybrid AGMs in the years to come, sir, as most of the senior citizens are not able to join because of the digital challenges in this virtual platform. So if you can try conducting hybrid AGMs, more number of shareholders can join you in the meeting. You can get the valuable points, suggestions, and ideas that will be helpful for the management to empower in future. Hope that the company takes all of those in the right spirit, sir. The company has given a outstanding performance during the year. Our stock is also escalated. We are really glad and proud to be the shareholders of the company. And we are really thankful to the entire board of directors for the sincere efforts in bringing the company to this particular extent and rewarding the minority shareholders in large numbers. Hope that the company takes all the question right spirit, sir. And I would request you to, I have also physical share issues at my grandmother's name, which we are facing a lot of difficulties for the claim with the IEPF. And moreover, it is a succession case. We have with great difficulty, we obtained succession certificate, legal certificate, death certificate. And now after correspondence, we have to start correspondence with IEPF. So it is a very big challenge for the investor fraternity. So I would request the management or the company secretarial team to help us in getting the claim from the Investor Education Protection Fund. And nothing much to ask, sir. The company has done a remarkable job. I wish the company and the board of directors a great success and prosperity in the coming future. And thank you for giving this opportunity, sir. Hope to see you in the upcoming hybrid AGM next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We invite our speaker number 7, Mrs. Prakashini Shenoy. Ma'am, please go ahead with your question.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Prakashini Ganesh Shenoy from Bombay. Respected Honorable Chairman, other dignitaries on the board, and my fellow shareholders, good afternoon to all of you. I received the AGM report well in time, which is simple, transparent, and contains all the information as per the corporate governance. I thank the company secretary and his team for the same. I should not forget to thank Ms. Nazia for reminding me of today's meeting, without which I would be in a position to speak. Thank you, Ms. Nadia. The chairman has given a beautiful picture regarding the company and its working in all parameters. Thank you, Chairman, sir. At the outset, I'm thankful to the board for recommending dividend for the financial year 25-26. I'm also glad to note that the company is doing outstanding work in the field of CSR activities. Now my questions. My first question is, kindly highlight the future roadmap for growth due to global situation. How do we adopt digital technology to increase the productivity? Are we using AI application? I wish the company good luck for a bright future and pray God that the profit of the company shall reach the peak in due course. Chairman, sir, last but not the least, my earnest request to you, kindly continue with VC so that people all over will have an opportunity to express their views. I wish the company good luck for a bright future and pray God that the profit of the company shall reach the peak in due course. Sir, I strongly and wholeheartedly support all the resolutions put forth in today's meeting. Thank you, Chairman, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Shinoy. We now move to our speaker number 8, that is Manas Banerjee. So may we request you to please unmute your connection and ask your question now. Mr. Banerjee? We will wait for a moment while Mr. Banerjee unmutes his connection. Mr. Banerjee, please go ahead with your question. There seems to be no response coming in from this connection. Our speaker number 9 was Anish Goyal. They had registered but not connected to the meeting. Speaker number 10 is Yashvi Jalan. Jalan, please unmute and ask your question now.
Good afternoon, respected Chairman, members of the board, fellow shareholders, and the management team. My name is Yashvi Jalan. I am a proud shareholder of Titan and a member of Millennium Maps, an organization dedicated to promoting financial literacy and investor awareness among women. It is a privilege to have the opportunity to participate in the 42nd AGM. I would like to congratulate the management on another year of strong performance. My question is regarding Earth, Titan's growing women's bag brand. Earth has styled over 1 million women this year, marking a significant milestone. What is the next major milestone the company has set for Earth? Additionally, Earth continues to be reported under the other segment. What are the criteria for it to be reported as a separate business segment? And is there an indicative timeline for when that might happen? Thank you, and I wish the entire Titan team continued success.
Thank you. We now move to speaker number 11, that is Mr. Santosh Chopra. Mr. Chopra, may we request you to unmute your connection, sir, and you may ask your question now.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Namaskar. Thanks to CS team for giving me the opportunity to join this meeting. मैं सर गाजियाबाद से बोल रहा हूँ। मैं कंपनी को बहुत बधाई देता हूँ कि उन्होंने इतने अच्छे रिजल्ट्स प्रस्तुत किए। सीएफओ साहब को भी मुबारकबाद देता हूँ कि उन्होंने एनुअल रिपोर्ट बहुत बढ़िया भेजी है। उसमें मुझे कोई त्रुटि नजर नहीं आई कि सेबी गाइडलाइंस को मीट करती है और उसमें मुझे कोई त्रुटि नजर नहीं आई। सर, मेरे चेयरमैन साहब ने अपनी स्पीच में बहुत कुछ कह दिया है, पर मेरे 2-3 प्रश्न ही हैं, उसके बारे में आप बताएं। What is your position amongst your competitors? What is the COPEX expansion plan for next 2 to 3 years? What are CSR activities to include assistance to old age home? Please consider this assistance to old age homes also in your CSR activity. लास्ट में मैं सर कंपनी को शुभकामनाएं देता हूं और कंपनी के भविष्य के लिए भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि और उन्नति करती रहे। धन्यवाद। राम राम। नमस्कार।
Thank you, Mr. Chopra. We invite our next speaker shareholder, that is speaker number 12, Jahangir Batiwala. So may we request you to please unmute your connection and ask your question.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Chairman Dr. S. Vijay Kumar, Vice Chairman Mr. Noel Tata, sir, MD Mr. Ajay Chawla, other very eminent and distinguished dignitaries on the VC panel, Company Secretary Mr. Dinesh Shetty, fellow shareholders, good afternoon to all of you. My name is Jahangir Battiwala and thanks for inviting me to speak. At the outset, sir, compliments to the board and management staff of Titan for achieving all-round performance for the year under audit. Also compliments for declaring a dividend of 15 rupees per share and keeping shareholders happy. Also special mention to the secretarial team, special Nazia Madam for extending excellent investor services and helping me to get my AGM report and reminding me to join the meeting. Today, Titan is present in jewelry, watches, eyewear, and luxury items. Any new verticals the company plans to introduce or start later on? Sir, compliments to the company secretary, Mr. Dinesh Shetty, and his team for coming out with a colorful AGM report that is neat, clean, transparent, informative, and adhering to all the norms of corporate governance. Sir, there was this one series that had come on Titan, made in India. It was excellent presentation. I mean, excellently made. We watched it with all our family, and today we are proud to say that we are Titan company shareholders, and we hold at least we hold 2 Titan watches in our family, which we will expand later on. Sir, with a very heavy heart, we wish our outgoing Vice Chairman, Mr. Noel Tata, all the best for his retirement. But the board should make some arrangements or some provision to enable Noel sir to be on the board as Chairman Emeritus and can still contribute for the growth of the company because of his vast experience. Sir, a lot has been said, so I will not get into much details now because the company is doing good and it won't be right to put some unnecessary remarks and bother the board. Hence, I would just like to put some normal queries like what is the capex plan, the R&D capex plan, any expansion plans, what is the roadmap for the next 2 years for organic and inorganic growth, and I would be more interested in knowing Chairman Dr. Vijay Kumar's thoughts on the future of the company under his dynamic leadership. And sir, kindly consider a factory visit for the shareholders. We would be delighted. After watching the series, I would be interested in seeing the factory, sir, at Hosur. And wishing one and all the best for the whole year ahead, and also compliments of the festive season, which is about to start, sir. And thank you for patient hearing. We've supported all the resolutions, and have a great year and a great day ahead, sir. And let's hope to meet again with next year with smiling faces. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for patient hearing.
Thank you. We now invite our speaker number 13, Mr. Tamal Kumar Majumdar. So could you please unmute your connection and ask your question?
Yes. Good afternoon, Dr. Vijay Kumar, Mr. Chawla, Mr. Tata, Mr. Chatwal, and other directors of the company. Myself, Tamal Kumar Majumdar, an equity shareholder from Kolkata. My special thanks to the Secretarial Department consisting of Nazia and others for sending the hard copy of the annual report. I have gone through the annual report, have some queries and explanation and replies from your end. Sir, first question is, it is noted from page 369 that in case of 2 companies, there were unfavorable remarks, qualifications, or adverse remarks given by the respective auditor in their report under Caro. In case of another, Caro report has not been issued. Would you please share your thoughts in this respect? Sir, CaratLane impaired loan amounting to 5.29 crore during financial year 26. Last year, it was 49.89 crore. As per subsidiary note number 29, in respect of its subsidiary Studio C Inc. What is the present status of the subsidiary? I am a bit surprised after downloading the Studio C Inc. accounts for financial year 26 and noted that one director, Amrit Pal Singh, signed 9-page documents. And in case of balance sheet, it mentioned all amounts in Indian rupee lakhs. whereas in some pages, all amounts shown in US dollar. Would you please share the reason for such abnormality? Whether the management has taken action officials responsible for this mess in Studio C INC, and why no audited statement added in respect of Studio C INC. Sir, during the year, Titan Holdings International FZCO acquired 67% equity in Damas LLC through Signature Jewelry Holding Limited with effect from 4th January 2026 for a cash consideration of 1,191 crore and deferred consideration of 1,668 crore, creating a goodwill of 599 crore. As per page 126, Damas registered turnover of 574 crore and loss of 18 crore, whereas as per 462 page, Damas LLC contributed 555 crore revenue and loss of 41 crore. The reason for such difference in loss and turnover is to be disclosed. Considering the current geopolitical scenario in GCC countries, what are the revenue, profitability, and synergy targets from this acquisition during the current year and expectation from the next 3 to 5 years? Sir, as per segment accounting pages 331 and 330, jewelry contributed highest revenue and profit, followed by watches a distant second. Then come eye care and others. In this connection, though consolidated revenue increased in relation to watches and eye care segment in comparison to standalone basis, but uniquely, profit decreased from 842 crore to 824 crore for watches and from 84 crore to 77 crore on consolidated basis. The reason for such difference is to be disclosed. How all segments performed in Q1 of financial year 27 and your expectation for the remaining part of the year. Does the management foresee any challenge in gold sourcing due to regulatory changes or global geopolitical uncertainties? How the company mitigating this risk? Whether demand increased in lower price points during the current year. Premium watches performed well during the last year. Do you expect the same trend in the current year too? What are the long-term growth plans for Titan watch business? Sir, out of total revenue from operations on consolidated basis during financial year 27, traded goods in watches and jewelry contributed 1,253 crore and 12,194 crore, respectively. It is in page 425. What are the reasons for such dependence on traded goods, which is increasing year after year? Whether EBIT margin of 15.6% and 10.7% in respect of watch and jewelry noticed in this respect during financial year 26. Whether the said margin is same or higher in case of traded goods, watches and jewelry during financial year 26. I have 3 other questions. Sir, CaratLane Trading Limited declared better results during the year with revenue from operations and PAT of 6,293 crore. Last year it was 4,153 crore and PAT of 268 crore. Its export decreased from 43 crore to 33 crore in financial year 26. How the company is performing in the current year, especially in the export front? What is the present status of writ petition filed before the Honorable High Court, Madras, against show cause notice issued by the Directorate of Enforcement, Government of India? Whether the company made any general provision relating to the matter? Sir, it is noted that lab-grown diamonds are getting growing acceptance among customers. How does Titan plan to balance the category with its natural diamond jewelry business? And sir, it is noted from page 125 that Titan Commodity Trading Limited initiated the process of surrendering its membership with Multi Commodity Exchange of India Limited, MCX, and Multi Commodity Exchange Clearing Corporation Limited. What is the present status in this respect? And what will be the fate of the subsidiary after surrendering the membership? And sir, the company has 3,603 number of stores, which includes 135 opened during the year. how many stores the management plans to add in India and abroad during the financial year 27. Sir, Mr. Noel Tata has announced his retirement from Voltas, Trent, Tata Investment, Tata Steel on attaining the age of 70. But we hear his appointment is being proposed in the notice and in the explanatory statement. There is no mention of his retirement after attaining the age of 70. We all hope he rendered valuable contribution, wise counsel to the company. His wisdom, integrity, and unwavering commitment have played a significant role in shaping the company's growth and strengthening its value. I wish him good health, happiness, and every success in this chapter of his life. Thank you all for patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you. We now move to our speaker number 14, that's Mr. Ashok Subramanian. Mr. Subramanian, we request you to please unmute your connection and you may ask your question. We'll wait for a moment while Mr. Subramanian unmutes his connection.
Yeah. Sarvebhya Namaskaraha. Hope I am audible and visible.
Yes, sir.
So special greetings of the day to the entire board directors. And I would like to draw the attention of Chairman Dr. S. Vijay Kumar by testing his memory. Hope he recollect me, he remembers me. So the old golden patronate CCK days, sir. Okay. All the best. Nice to see you back again and see you face to face. So Noel Tataji, I wish you all the best for your rest of your life. And I missed to meet you in the Voltas AGM because I lost the connections and I was not reconnected. I heard that you are, considering your retirement, I understand that you are proposing a board meeting in your Voltas plant at Bommadipundi. So please give me a chance to visit you there. So I wish to put in, I am speaking in this AGM from Coimbatore as a proud shareholder, as well as the end user of Titan Eyewear, Tenera, the Skin, and as well as the Tanishq. So I represent 3 portfolios. On their behalf, I speak. So it is, in entire all our family portfolio, Titan stock is really the Titan. So to say that, to add to that, in 2011, we went for a split at a price of much, it is less than what today's price is. So you can imagine how I call it as a Titan of the stock. So I wish to put to your consideration 3 ideas which can be considered under fueled by ideas and scaling the frontiers. Basically, these ideas are emerging emerging out of us, out of our observations in your showrooms and also our personal experience. One is that super senior citizens, that is 80 years and above, whether our company can afford a system of a doorstep service to them, especially in case of eyewear. This I am recommending, considering a volume of 30 million people above 80 years in this country. And also, it's a very risky proposition to make them visit these showrooms, considering the fact that most of those showrooms are not adhering, predominantly non-geriatric in nature. Secondly, there is out of my experience, there is a temple called Banke Bihari temple in Vrindavan in Mathura. The very uniqueness of the temple is that whoever goes there loses their specs. The monkeys there snatch their specs, and people throw like fruity, everything and gives back. So I had a very good experience there. My mother was there with me 85 years and her specs was stolen. And the monkey wore the specs and it never gave back. So my little daughter said, it will never give you because it is Titan eyewear. It has never seen, it will never give you back. So we never got it. So like that. So maybe this can be an idea for you to look at opening some shop there so that all these people's vision requirements for an immediate 2 days purpose can be met with. Some ideas I'm throwing it. Then the current trend among many youngsters and senior citizens are towards Rudraksh. So whether we have any product lined up in terms of concurrent with Rudraksh and gold or neckwear or anything like that. These are my couple of few ideas. Then coming to this business, the CSR of 90 crores is a very well spent. My entire congratulations to the entire CSR team. And from the annual report, I understand that it is well spent for a beautiful cause. But however, the impact of that CSR, I could not see much in the annual report. Earlier, one of your annual report, there was even QR codes in the side of the pictures by which you can scan and get the entire details of the CSR. Maybe I don't know why it has been dropped. So that can be a given. As a CSR professional, I will be more inclined to know much more details. The next point is that, so coming to the page number 246 and 247. So 246 of the BRSR has got a point. It says that there are water, it is disclosures related to water. So there is under the point number 4, Roman 4, 5, in 25 financial year 25-26, there is an 18,937 kiloliters of the consumption as against 430 kiloliters. So kindly throw light on that. Coming to point number 247, this is the point which I would address to all the AGMs. Under the GSG emission, other than GHG, that is a NOx and SOx. So I would like to know whether this pertains to one particular plant, or it is an average of all the plants, or it is the worst or the bad or the best scenario. So with this, I will also I will request for a planned visit to your Coimbatore watches plant, considering my proximity. Once again, I thank you, and I'm a satisfied end user of the entire Titan products. Wishing the organization all the best, and special wishes to Dr. Vijay Kumar. Hope to see you somewhere anywhere. Thank you, sir. All the best. Thank you. Noel Tataji, kindly consider my request.
Thank you. We move to our next speaker shareholder, speaker number 15, Mr. Dharav Jamadar. May we request you to please unmute your connection and ask your question?
Namaste and greetings of the day to respected chairman, board members, and all the stakeholders of my company. My name is Dr. Dharav Jamadar, a proud shareholder and a loyal customer of our company. Firstly, heartiest congratulations to all the stakeholders of my company for their contributions, due to which our company has performed tremendously well in this particular fiscal year. Certain questions which I would request our respected chairman to address are: first, there are several headwinds currently locally as well as globally. Few of them highlights out are El Nino prevailing this year, rising inflationary pressure, fear of economy entering into higher interest rate cycle, our domestic currency persistently and significantly getting depreciated, and much more. Can you kindly enumerate amongst our wide brands and product segments which one is highest and which one is lowest prone to such headwinds? And after fully pricing in all the negativities, what is the lowest as well as maximum volume growth band for these categories in the coming times? Second, with respect to our gold business, key jewelry segment grew by 89%, wherein domestic jewelry grew by 46% year on year. What are your views on firstly, government advising customers not to buy digital gold, not particularly targeting any particular company, but due to lack of transparency, regulatory norms, and proper safeguard measures? So how are we planning to promote our DigiGold, and what kind of margins are we targeting from this segment? Secondly, with respect to our future growth, we have lately experienced the prices of precious metals rising tremendously. So how and what do you believe that will the future growth of this segment? Will it be volume led or will it be price led? Third, in regards to the previous question itself, we have experienced a boom in sales of coins, low carat jewelry, and lightweight jewelry. We being a bellwether and pioneer of the industry, how drastically we see the landscape of jewelry and precious metal business changing in the future, when other assets are significantly underperforming, its own price rising persistently, and other recent regulatory norms along with import duty hike into. how will our margins and ROCE get impacted due to such drastic changes? Fourth, in regards to Taneira, how much amount of capex are we planning in the coming years? Additionally, what kind of improvement can we see in same store sales growth? What is our targeted revenue share from this segment in coming 5 years? Fifth, now in reference to our other segments like Titan watches, Titan skin and Titan eyewear, there might have been a spike in the raw material prices due to higher energy prices and even disruption in supply chain. So how are we managing it? How much amount of price hike is necessary and how much will we be able to pass on to the customers? And supposedly due to rising prices and stiff competition, we are unable to pass on the price hike to the customer. How will our financial from this segment get impacted? Six, lastly, talking about our watch business in particular, wherein the top line has grown in the least in the comparison to the other segments, whereas its margins remained flat YOY, where others had a negative growth. So with the change in customers' demand, along with FTAs, our country has made, particularly with some of the major developed nations, we will be able to export our products. Also, the established brand from those countries will be selling their products over here, which will be cheaper than earlier times. So how are we planning to take this segment to the next level in the coming times? Lastly, to our respected and beloved Noel Tata sir, wishing you the very best for the next stage of your life. Your legacy and contributions, your ideas will help all the Tata Group companies to indubitably grow at a robust and sustainable pace ahead. And axiomatically, there will be a void that will always be there with you not being around in our companies. Thank you so much for everything. It's an honor to attend this meeting.
Thank you. Our next speaker member, Mr. Kamal Kishore Jhawar, speaker number 16, had registered, however, has not connected to the meeting, as well as speaker number 17, Prabjot Singh Sani. We'll therefore move to speaker number 18, that's Aditi Delia. Aditi, may we request you to unmute your audio and video and ask your question?
Good afternoon, respected sir, respected chairman, members of the board, and the management team. I am proud to represent Millennium MAMS, an organization dedicated to empowering women through financial literacy. My name is Aditi Delia, and it's a privilege to be here today. My question to the management is, how does Titan manage the contrasting risk and capital requirements between its highly efficient gold business and its asset-heavy fashion risk lifestyle brand like Taneira and Earth? Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker shareholder is speaker number 19, Khushbu Bajaj. Ms. Bajaj, may we request you to unmute your audio and video and ask your question? Ms. Khushbu Bajaj, could you please unmute your connection and ask your question?
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon. I extend my warm wishes to the chairman, sir, members of the team, and my fellow shareholders. Today, I am here to represent Millennium MAM, an organization working for empowering women through financial literacy. My name is Khushbu Bajaj, connected from City, Kolkata, and I'm very honored to speak at Titan's 42nd annual general meeting. Sir, my question to the management is, recently our company acquired eDamas. What revenue contribution do you expect from this international acquisition over the next 3 to 5 years? Thank you, sir, and extend my best wishes to the entire team.
Thank you. We now call upon our speaker number 20, that is Mr. Yashpal Chopra. Mr. Chopra, please unmute your connection and ask your question now.
Muted. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, myself Yashpal Chopra. I am calling from Delhi. Being a super senior citizen, I have got my prerogative to bless the management, the visionary management. Management is dynamic management because I saw your movie Titan, and I have seen the effort the company and those two promoters, they had taken just to revive, and they had gone to revive the Tata Press, and they came out with the idea of Titan. And for that, they put their hard labor, and that was the movie is worth seeing, and that shows the dedication of the employees working in Titan Group, and that shows the vision of the management over there. And the company we started in 1984. So I have seen the balance sheet. There has been almost in the last 42 years, there has been no year when they have not come up with the new ideas and new inventions and all that thing. So for that, I must compliment our R&D center, the research center, which are just on this job, and yes, they are always coming out with the new ideas concerning the consumers and for the benefit of the company. So this is a great thing, sir. So I would like to congratulate the management for the, I can say it's a lifetime high performance of the company with all-round growth in revenue, PBT, PAT, ROC, and the investor-friendly dividend. So you all deserve kudos. So that is, sir, now I just come to some queries. From watches, you have gone to Google and the specs, and then gold and diamond and this industrial and all that. So what is going to be the next vertical? I would like to know, because I know that our R&D center, our R&D team is very much busy with coming with something new. So then second is that I want to find out of those verticals like our Tainira, Steel, and Titan Engineering, which is the most profitable, most revenue earning, that I would like to find out. And now you are entering even into the aerospace business. So I do not know that from the consumer now you are trying to fly in the sky. That is definitely a good idea. So I wish you best of luck, sir. So before I wind up, I would like to congratulate Mr. Naval Tata for his retirement, because he is not retiring, he is retiring, and he is just getting ready for the new assignment and new way of life. So this is very good, because I got retired 29 years ago, and still I am very much agile. So I wish him agility, that he should also not feel bad by retirement. This is one of the bonanza which he must enjoy it, sir. Sir, I have got a few queries. The first query is, sir, what is our modus operandi of AI application in our verticals? And as a result of application of AI, what is the rate of attrition? Is there any reduction in this human capital and all that? And the next query is that because our products are very much popular even in the foreign countries, what is the ratio of foreign exchange in our earning? So these are the two simple queries, and I wish you best of luck to you. And thanks, Madam Nazia, for getting me a chance to speak. I'm calling from Delhi. I'm a super senior citizen. My holding is in almost all the companies of Tata Group, and I can say out of my portfolio, 33% strength of my portfolio is Tata Group companies, and I'm very much proud of Tatas. Thank you, sir. Best of luck. Okay.
Thank you. We will now move to speaker number 21. That is Ms. Jyoti Bajaj. Ms. Bajaj, may we request you to unmute your audio and video and ask your question?
Yes. Good afternoon, respected Chairman, members of the board and the management team, and my fellow shareholders. I am proud to represent Millennium Mams, an organization dedicated to empowering women through financial literacy. My name is Jyoti Bajaj, and I'm from Kolkata. And it's a privilege to be here today for the 42nd AGM. My question to the management is, which emerging business has the highest potential to become Titan's next rupees 10,000 crore brand in the next 5 years? Thank you.
Thank you. We now invite our next speaker member, speaker number 22. Sangeeta Mehta. Ms. Mehta, please unmute your connection and you may go ahead with your question.
Good afternoon, respected chairman, members of the board, management team, and my fellow shareholders. I'm proud to represent Millennium Mams, an organization dedicated to empowering women through financial literacy. My name is Sangeeta Mehta, and it is a privilege to be here today. My question to the management is: financial year 26 was a landmark year with revenue crossing 70,000 crores in spite of geopolitical tensions. What are the key priorities that will help Titan sustain double-digit growth over the next 3 to 5 years? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker shareholder is speaker number 23, Zaina Ahmed. Ms. Ahmed, please unmute your audio and video and ask your question.
Hi, am I audible and visible to everybody?
You're audible, yes.
Yes. So, good afternoon, respected chairman, members of the board, and the management team. I'm proud to represent Millennium Mams, an organization dedicated to empowering women through financial literacy. My name is Zaina Fatima Ahmed, and it is a privilege to be here today. And thank you to Ms. Nazia for coordinating with us and helping us join in today. My question to the management is: preparing consumer.
I'm sorry, Ms. Ahmed.
Customers.
Ms. Ahmed, I'm sorry, your voice is kind of breaking. I'm going to turn off your camera and now you can ask your question again, please.
Sure.
We'll conserve your bandwidth. Please ask your question again. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, my question to the management is: how is Titan preparing for changing consumer preferences, especially amongst Gen Z customers who are purchasing jewelry, buying watches or bags? Thank you to the management and congratulations for a stellar performance this year.
Thank you. We now move to speaker number 24. That is Mr. Jasmeet Singh, who'd like to ask a question on audio mode. Mr. Jasmeet Singh, you may unmute and go ahead, please.
Am I audible, moderator?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Respected Chairman, Board of Directors, KMPs, all the shareholders attending this call, I am Jasmeet Singh from Delhi. I am glad to read the numbers delivered by the company in the last FY. And the benchmark which you are setting and raising every year asks for something more. The value which we have got on our investment in our company's share, I'm very happy and I'm very satisfied. And I must thank to the company that the business decisions which you are taking are very helpful in achieving the objective of a investor. Thank you once again. सर, मेरा जो है एक सवाल बड़ा छोटा सा है, थोड़ा अटपटा ना लगे आपको, कि जो हम प्रमोशन करते हैं उसमें जो है वो हमारा पिछले वर्ष में हमारा जो है वो कितना खर्चा हुआ, और प्रमोशन में भी मेरे को ये थोड़ा ये बताइए कि जो हम कुछ जैसे सैंपलिंग भी हम करते होंगे, क्योंकि हमारे बहुत कुछ हमारी रेंज बहुत बड़ी है, तो वो सैंपलिंग पर हमारा कितना खर्चा हुआ, ये मैं जानना चाहूँगा जी। ये मुझे एक्चुअली मैं इतनी डिटेल्ड वो एनुअल रिपोर्ट है उसमें मेरे को कहीं पे मैं पढ़ नहीं पाया, तो इसके बारे में आप थोड़ा बताइएगा। बाकी मॉडरेटर का, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी जिन्होंने हमारे को आपके साथ आज इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए अवसर प्रदान किया, उनका सभी का धन्यवाद। और शेयर होल्डर भी उतने ही इम्पोर्टेंट हैं जितने एक आम व्यक्ति। इसकी जो रियलाइजेशन है ये जितनी जल्दी हो जाए वो अच्छा है। थैंक यू वंस अगेन जी।
Thank you. We move to our next speaker shareholder, that is speaker number 25, Bharat Negandhi, had registered but not connected to the meeting. We'll take our last speaker shareholder, that is Mr. Manas Banerjee, who's reconnected to the meeting. Mr. Banerjee, could you please unmute and you may go ahead with your question.
I am audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to everyone, respected chairman, esteemed board members, and fellow shareholders. Myself, Manosh Banerjee, joining this virtual AGM from Kolkata. First of all, I want to heartily congratulate the entire management team on a monumental milestone of crossing 88,136 crore in total income on consolidated basis for FY26. I also thank the board for recommending a final dividend of rupees 15 per equity share for FY26, up from rupees 11 declared in the prior year. Our company's CSR policy was excellent. Sir, now I have some observation for your kind consideration. Number one, sir, our standalone EBITDA margin in Q4 sharply declined to 7.2%. So, what concrete cost optimization measures are being deployed to revert our double-digit EBITDA margin in FY27? And my second question, what is the exact timeline for Damas to match Tanik's profit margin profiles? And what is our expansion roadmap for North America? And my final query is, what is the sustainable core operating margin trajectory for the jewelry segment over the next fiscal? And how does the company plan to decouple its operational profitability from volatile raw gold spot price spikes? Before I conclude, I extend my gratitude to our respected company secretary, Mr. Dinesh Shetty, and his full team, and also thanks to Nazia ma'am for their invaluable assistance and support to the shareholders. Noel Tata sir, I wish you a very healthy, happy, and peaceful retired life. Thank you, sir, for your service to the company. Sir, I thank you for patient hearing and wish the company continued success under your able leadership. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That was the last question. Back to Chairman for further proceedings.
Thank you, shareholders. I would now request the Managing Director, Mr. Ajay Chawla, to answer all the questions.
Thank you. Good afternoon, dear shareholders, once again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for conducting this meeting and your speech. I would also like to thank Mr. Tata for sharing his thoughts and wishes. While we will certainly miss your guidance and wisdom brought to the board over the years, I am confident that Titan will continue to benefit, sir, from the encouragement and goodwill that you will always be extending to the company. I would like to thank all our shareholders for their continued interest in Titan. The many, many good words that you shared, the many compliments, the many positive thoughts that you shared, thank you so much. And I would also like to say that your questions have been very thoughtful and the many clarifications that you've sought. I shall attempt to answer most of them, if not all of them. Now, many of the questions raised, some of you had registered it earlier, so we could put it together, as well as what I'm picking up as high-level concerns or questions. There are some common themes and areas of interest. So, before responding to individual questions, I put together some thoughts for all of you so that they'll address many of those top-level thoughts and queries. After that, I'll come back to the individual questions. So one theme was on the key risks, including the current geopolitical environment and its impact on business performance, as well as gold prices impacting business. Firstly, I think it's important to acknowledge that there are uncertainties in the business environment. We've been seeing it right through the time the Middle East war began, or even a few years ago when the Ukraine war happened and there was a spurt in gold prices. And this time around, of course, there's also an impact on the balance of payment situation for the country that creates further stress. There is therefore some geopolitical uncertainty which will lead to a volatile business environment and gold price-led demand volatility for jewelry, as well as there could be some supply chain disruptions as well. While acknowledging that, I would like to share with you that the management has been very actively monitoring the situation since the last 4 months. And in fact, we have a risk committee, board risk committee, as well as an internal management risk committee, which has been meeting regularly. The impact has been mostly on the Middle East operations, which includes Damas, the recent acquisition, as well as our presence in the Gulf through Tanishq and watches in Titan watches. The overall contribution of the Middle East to the company's consolidated top line is in the order of magnitude of around 4 to 4.5%. The rest of it is largely India and a little bit of contribution which has started emerging from North America. India and North America have not really experienced any significant impact as yet due to any of this current uncertainty. Jewelry actually is quite resilient. Even if there were to be some degree of impact in the future, our belief is that jewelry is quite resilient and tends to jump back quickly, like we saw during COVID time, partly because it's a store of value and gold and Indians have a very deep connection, as well as the fact that the larger structural piece of formalization of the jewelry business segment is an ongoing secular trend, and that is something that is benefiting us. Eyewear too has these structural tailwinds which are playing in its favor. Watches have not yet got affected. In fact, none of our categories, whether it is watches, whether it's bags, whether it's eyewear, jewelry, nothing has got impacted for us in India. And even from a supply perspective, there is no stress that we are seeing. Any small price increases that have happened on account of logistics or input costs are to a very small magnitude, and most of them have been passed on to the customer without any impact on demand. So we are actually taking proactive steps in even mitigating supply chain and especially gold supply risks, and constantly reviewing our currency risk as well. So far, there's nothing much to worry about. And based on the performance we've seen in Q1 and what we are seeing, we are very optimistic that the first half of this financial year shall go very well. Second half, of course, we see a lot of weddings, festivals, etc. So hopefully, we should see a good year ahead. Some of the questions that people have asked are on the theme of Titan's growth plans going forward and our strategic priorities or levers that will take us there. We recently had an investor day in June, in the month of June in Mumbai, where many analysts attended. Over 200, 250 analysts were there. And we published and publicly announced an ambition for financial year 30, which is 4 years from now, that we want to double our top line. By the way, all these presentations and information and detailed PPTs as well as recordings are available on our website. So all of you can look at it and get some more insights. To double the top line, I think looks ambitious, but we have very strong levers and very strong growth drivers in place. In fact, our top line growth ambition has been playing out very well, supported by some forces at play. Forces of formalization, particularly if I look at jewelry and eyewear. The Indian GDP growth itself, which is in a way bringing a lot more people into the consumption economy, as well as improving the discretionary spends that are available. In fact, the per capita income for Indians has now gone past the $2,000 mark and is at $2,800 and projected to reach towards $5,000. So actually, the India growth story and the India consumption story is playing out in a big way. We are therefore seeing very healthy double-digit growths in all our businesses, exceptionally well, led by innovation. Led by innovation that our business segments and divisions have done, as well as the strong brands and the portfolio of brands that we have with us. Above all, we recognize the opportunity is huge, and the biggest risk for Titan is about not seizing that opportunity. So we have been prioritizing top line growth, market share gain, and as a consequence, profit growth has followed. The many growth levers and drivers which will help us to achieve our ambitious goals that we've set of doubling our top line and hopefully therefore also doubling our bottom line by FY30. First and foremost, we have to widen the moat because finally we are living in a very competitive scenario, not just existing, but new competitors as well. And how are we widening it? By way of investing in brand, by retail transformation, and by significant product innovation across our categories. The second big lever, because we have so many different segments and income categories and generations that make up India and many regions that make up India, we have created a portfolio play in all our categories. In some of them like watches, it's a very advanced level and we are still at it. In fact, we may add a couple of more brands. In jewelry also, we built an enviable portfolio play and we are beginning to do that in our other categories as well, such as accessories and fragrances. And in eyewear, we have a large play with our own brands as well as with partner brands. The third lever that we see is capturing the aspiration of a premiumizing India. You would have noticed that a lot of our growth that has come in the last couple of years, and particularly so even in the last quarter, has come on the back of both volume and value growth. And value growth is reflected in terms of ticket sizes. And the way we've been leveraging that is by offering more and more innovative and premium products to the Indian consumer. The fourth lever that we have is capitalizing on Middle India. Chairman Sir referred to it in his speech. We are present in many towns. In watches, we are present in over 1,000 towns. But in jewelry itself, we are also present in over 300 towns. We believe the opportunity to reach out to Middle India, which is 500 to 600 towns, is huge. And this small town growth, along with aggressive retail transformation of our current stores, will help us achieve growth. The fifth lever is the formalization. I spoke about it in jewelry and eyewear. We are seeing formalization from unorganized standalone players to organized players in whom the customer has greater and greater trust. The sixth one is to do with capturing the imagination of the youth, which is Gen Z and Gen Y. I will cover a little bit more in the subsequent section, but that's an important segment and we are seeing good growth there. The seventh lever that we see is international. Currently, international contributes to about 5 to 6%, and we think it can go up to 8 to 9% over the next 4 years. I will come to a little bit more about international. And finally, Titan Engineering and Automation Limited, TEAL, which even Chairman Sir covered and even Mr. Tata touched upon. We are in an unprecedented time where manufacturing opportunity in India is growing big time. Therefore, unlocking the exponential growth in this B2B subsidiary of ours is also an important lever, and we have very strong plans for that. So these are the many levers of growth and the overall top line growth that we are looking at. The third theme that we picked up in some of the questions, it didn't come out today, but it came up, so I'll touch upon it, what were registered with us. What is our focus on ongoing cost optimization and operational efficiency? We have multiple programs running for optimization of costs and driving efficiencies, even as we are pursuing growth, and this is across functions. These are centered around productivity improvement, particularly at the factories, productivity improvement of our inventory as well. Automation, a lot of work has gone in automation in watches, in jewelry, in TEAL. Sourcing efficiencies and sourcing renegotiations, as well as looking at the mix of sourcing. Digitalization and energy conservation. In fact, as we speak, in response to the balance of payments issue and the fuel shortage, Titan had launched Titan Power Play as an initiative program across the entire company, encouraging people to save energy and save travel expenses and conserve fuel and electricity. And that program is underway. It's a 5-month-long program and we are halfway through it. A lot of interesting ideas and good engagement from the entire company. Some of the other initiatives we have is component indigenization, robotic manufacturing processes, increasing the share of in-house production by enhancing in-house manufacturing capabilities, particularly watches and jewelry. Energy efficiency projects, both at the plant as well as in our retail stores. And all of these contribute to enhance productivity and cost competitiveness. The fourth theme that I would like to touch upon and is of interest for many people is how do we see our international business growing, and particularly how do we see Damas. International growth actually is a very important lever. One of you asked the question, which of the businesses we see or brands that can hit a 10,000 crore. I would like to say that international, which includes our play in Tanishq through Middle East and North America, as well as watches, which we have always had in Asia, and now Damas. When you put all these international businesses together, we think this can become a 10,000 crore business in the next 4 to 5 years. Currently, its contribution, as I said, has been around the 5 to 6% overall, all international, including Damas. And we expect that to go to about 8 to 9% by FY30. The growth that we have seen in jewelry particularly has been very, very encouraging. Essentially, Tanishq is appealing to the Indian diaspora in the Middle East. We have a store in Singapore as well, and several stores in North America. The growth that we are seeing in these markets is fantastic. In the case of North America, we are also thinking of expanding now beyond US into Canada in the current year, and hopefully that should start seeing some benefit in the subsequent years. In the Middle East, besides expanding organically, we've had the opportunity of leveraging some synergies with Damas. Damas had 146 odd stores, and we had identified at the time of acquisition that there can be some stores which are more suited, which are targeting in the Indian and let's say South Asian community strong catchments. Those could become Tanishq stores, and many of them have converted. Of course, these are not too many. It's about 8 or 9 stores, and there may be a few more which we may decide as we go forward. So that has also helped us to inorganically add more stores for Tanishq in the Middle East. Damas itself is targeting the Arab segment, and we believe that Damas has an opportunity to double its top line in the next 4 years. In fact, that's what we have built into our business case. In the current year, obviously Damas is impacted because it's entirely in the Middle East and 100% of its operations have been under pressure. Certain markets have been okay, for example, Saudi or Oman, but certain markets like Bahrain, Kuwait, etc. have been more impacted. And the UAE is sitting in between the two. But overall, I think once the war clouds kind of die down, which they will sooner or later, we believe in the medium and the long term, there is great synergy between Damas and our company through the jewelry operations, because we are essentially in the same category, but targeting very different segments. Already synergies of costs and other processes have started flowing in, but the synergies and benefits of revenue growth will start flowing in only in the subsequent years after this war subsides. Next theme I wanted to share about is how is Titan preparing for the changing customer preferences, particularly Gen Z and the youth of today. Titan recognizes that Gen Z is a key cohort. I would say not just Gen Z, but even the younger people from Gen Y, largely sub 30 if I were to look at it, because they have a rising share in India's consumption journey. Many more have joined the consumption economy, and many others are in fact upgrading very fast. They are also premiumizing, and they are adding many more products to their wardrobe. They don't believe in just having one watch or two watches. They believe in having a wardrobe of watches, and they therefore buy more frequently. Likewise is the case for bags, likewise the case for perfumes, and so on and so forth. Our teams have invested significantly in a digital ecosystem. Now, this includes our own in-house e-com platforms, what is called brand.com or brand websites. It is presence on marketplace, and marketplace is particularly useful when it comes to watches and accessories and bags and even Taneira. We are also seeing a lot of uptick on quick commerce. So not just, when I say marketplaces, I'm talking about marketplaces are like the Amazon and Flipkart and many other portals which are there. And quick commerce is a very interesting development that we are seeing in certain areas. It is very useful. And we think that going forward, more and more categories of the company can benefit from quick commerce. So we've already got partnerships and we think there's great opportunity there. Further, social media has become a very big, let's say, medium through which content is consumed today. We have invested significantly. In fact, over the last several years, almost 15 to 20% of our marketing monies from media purposes is going into social media and content creation. And overall, therefore, we are seeing an explosion on the digital side. You would be happy to note that our overall enterprise-wide omni-sales. Omni-sales is nothing but pure play online purchases as well as inquiring online and then going and purchasing it from our retail stores as a hybrid kind of buying behavior. So this omni-sales put together for the enterprise out of the 78,000 crores last year is around 15,000 crores in FY26, which is a fabulous growth of 50% year on year and is already a substantial chunk of the digitally influenced purchases that we are seeing. Further, the Generation Z and Generation Y have very rapidly changing tastes. In fact, our design and product teams are continuously tracking fast fashion trends, not just in India, but internationally. And they go and have a deep understanding of what's going on across categories, not just in the categories we are present in. And therefore, we are able to launch many new collections and launches, products virtually every month. Some of our Gen Z or youth-oriented brands like Mia, CaratLane, Fast Track, Pose and Vibe in watches, Skin are launching frequent collections. Mia, I think, saw 12 collections in a particular year, and CaratLane also continuously launches new collections. Besides that, even Tanishq in the below 50,000 studded range is constantly launching new and exciting collections as well as campaigns. We see in bags and watches, customers are willing to buy many times multiple purchases within a short cycle. So to cater to them, we need to make these launches. And together, to give you a sense, we serve about 25 to 30 million customers in a year. Out of that, about 8 million last year were served by these youth brands which are targeting. So we are very much alive to the opportunity, and we believe that this is a great growth lever for us going forward. We also launched a new brand, which you all heard the chairman talk about, in the LGD space called Beyond. And we believe Beyond, the LGD brand, is going to be relevant more to a younger audience, maybe not only sub 25, which is Gen Z, but also going all the way up to the sub 35 category. All our brands are performing very well in the youth space, and you should remain assured that we are on top of this opportunity. There was another theme which came in a few questions, which is around AI. A lot is being written in the media, and how are we planning to deploy it? How are we planning to leverage it? And so on. Now, we have been using AI and ML, which is in terms of algorithmic, applications in our CRM, as well as in our analytics function for several years now, and in fact, predictive analytics in many of our DigiLocal campaigns and digital campaigns that we run. In the last 18 to 24 months, we have also started using generative AI across design, manufacturing, analytics, software development, marketing, and other functions as well. In fact, even our people function and our finance function is actively about to deploy certain very interesting initiatives in AI. Some examples I can give you: Gen AI driven chatbots across several of our websites, which have already been deployed and being constantly refined. Creation of design mood boards and generation of new product ideas, which the design team uses. After looking at those ideas, then they work upon their own original ways and means in which those ideas can be leveraged. Agentic AI for automation of multiple digital and financial processes, some deployed and some in pilot. Product recommendation systems based on visual similarity. This has already been deployed. This comes when people are coming online to check out. As I told you, a lot of discovery today is happening on digital channels, not just by youth, but also by older segments. And end-to-end app design and coding has also been piloted using these. Now, with all these pilots, there's a lot of learning, and we are actually in the process of putting together an enterprise-wide AI strategy and roadmap, which would help us to fully harness the potential of AI. In fact, CaratLane recently also conducted an AI hackathon of sorts to see what all can be done differently. So many interesting ideas have come up there. One last line on this area. With AI also, the threat and risk of cyber security has gone up, and we are very much alive to that. We have seen some examples of prominent companies getting impacted. We are taking adequate precaution. In fact, we have been very, very conservative in the use of AI being allowed in many of our employees, and that is something that we are feeling that we should continue to be strong, even while we give a suitable sandbox to play in for our employees. But we are very alert to this as well. So these were some of the broad themes. Let me now quickly touch upon all those areas which I have not yet answered, but which were specific. One question was from Zaina about how is Titan preparing for changing consumer preferences, which I have covered. Jyoti Bajaj from, by the way, first of all, let me welcome all the Millennium Ma'ams. There are quite a few Millennium Ma'ams on this program. I've had the opportunity of addressing some of you all in the past. So thank you, and very interesting to see the progress that is being made, and very thoughtful questions which are future forward. Jyoti asked about which emerging business has the potential to become the next 10,000 crore brand in the next 4 to 5 years. So, I talked about international, which I think is a great opportunity. I believe watches itself, of course, from a brand perspective is already 10,000 crore, but from a NSV perspective is likely to become 10,000 crores only in the next 4 years. Maybe watches will be, I think, 10,000 by this financial year. But that is only the consumer price terms. From a reported sales, which gets reported in our annual report and which you see on all the results published, the 10,000 crore opportunity is waiting, hopefully by FY30. The watch division is very excited about it. Teal is another interesting business. I don't think we can imagine it to be 10,000 crores in 4 to 5 years, but it may take a little longer. The opportunity to become 10,000 crores maybe in the longer period of time is there. The next one I'll take is from Khushbu. Khushbu's question, your question was about Titan acquiring Damas and what is the revenue contribution we expect to see. Current revenue of CaratLane in the previous year that ended, they have a calendar year, so the calendar year ended December, for Damas was 740 million AED, or approximately 1,800 crores in Indian rupees. Now, the GCC market, jewelry market, is estimated to be about $9 billion US. Okay, so that's a huge opportunity. The calendar year 25 was about restructuring. Calendar year 26 for Damas is about, making those corrections, and we also see the Middle East war having impacted. Therefore, this year it will be a little EPS dilutive. But as we go forward, we think it's going to be margin accretive. The ambition is that by calendar year 29, that is by Jan to December 29, we believe Damas should be double the size of what it declared last year. And we are targeting a pan-GCC Arab-centric consumer franchise. And by then, in FY30, Damas will be projected to contribute to around 3% of the projected FY30 consolidated revenues. I'll take the next question from Aditi Delia. how does Titan manage the contrasting risk and capital requirements between its highly efficient gold business and its asset-heavy fashion risk lifestyle brands like Taneira and Earth? Firstly, I would like to share that the gold business, while being efficient, has become asset-heavy because a lot of inventory has gone in, and that has helped us fuel growth. Whereas the other businesses like Taneira and Earth are not asset-heavy; they are much smaller, and they don't pose that kind of an asset. But having said that, with the gold jewelry business, it is efficient partly because we are able to firstly manage aging of inventory, pull back unproductive inventory, melt it. We can't do that for many of the fashion businesses. And the second big thing that there's a natural advantage is that there is something called a gold on lease instrument which is available to all jewelers. That acts as a natural price hedge. And also because it is like a supplier credit from banks, it is netted off from the working capital. Therefore, the capital employed of the business comes down, and therefore we get that asset-light feel that you're talking about. When it comes to Taneira and Earth, they are at an early stage of development, and in fact, we believe we need to continue to invest in exciting merchandise, provide freshness, and in fact, be a little more aggressive in terms of pulling back unsold inventory or inventory which is slowing down the sale at the store. So in fact, we think these businesses require investment, and both these businesses, particularly Earth, will require investment in channel development. We believe that we have a lot of work to do in expanding the footprint and presence of Earth. So right now, it is a challenge, but it is, from a materiality point of view for the company, is very small, and it's just a few 100 crores, which should be quite easy for us to manage. I will take the next question of Dr. Dharav Vipul Jamadar, and many questions. The first question was relating to our DigiGold. So DigiGold is something which we don't declare in our top. We treat it as a sale of bullion because ultimately it's customer gold, and therefore we don't pull it into our revenues per se from a declaration point of view. So we declare it separately, and therefore the margin on that is virtually non-existent. In fact, we treat it as a customer acquisition operational lever. There is significant government caution on DigiGold, saying that these are largely unregulated schemes. We are working with a strong operator called SafeGold in the market. CaratLane is running its own DigiGold thing. We are seeing good traction because a lot of young people are also got excited about gold given the huge price increase in gold. It does not affect our margins, and therefore it's not something that should worry you. And we will ensure that we are completely transparent and clean on the regulation on this front. We don't want that small piece to impact our larger business. You also had a second question on what is giving us growth. Is it volume? Is it value? And how do we believe where the future growth will come? If you look at the last year, sir, growth is substantially ticket price led because of the unprecedented rise in gold prices, and this is for jewelry. We also saw ticket price led growth in watches and eyewear because I think we are seeing a premiumization of India, and we believe this ticket size led growth will continue into the future. On gold prices, we can't say. If gold prices don't go up, then ticket size led growth in jewelry may get muted. On the other hand, buyer growth is something that we very closely track across all our categories, including jewelry. And we are perennially looking at how to ensure we not only drive repeat buyers, but we also gain new buyers. In watches, the buyer growth focus is there largely in the sub 5,000 and sub 10,000 price bands. And brands like Sonata, Pose, Vibe, Fastrack are very sharply focused on driving volume growth. Fastrack actually across its universe between watches, bags, perfumes, eyewear, sunglasses is very strongly focused on volume growth because that's a very important piece. In eyewear, for our in-house brands, we have also started doing a lot of focus on volume-led growth by increasing multiple purchases per customer. There was a second follow-up question from the same gentleman on the boom in sales of coins, low carat jewelry and lightweight, and how do we see the landscape of the precious metals changing, etc., when other asset classes are underperforming, and how will we manage our margins when all this happens. So first and foremost, let me give you a sense that whenever gold prices go up dramatically, there are 2 or 3 things that happen. One is people's interest in gold goes up, surprisingly so, but initially they may hold back, but later on they are very keen to get into the market once it corrects. So we see a lot of people coming into gold, including youth, as I talked about. Many customers start showing interest in coins. In fact, in the last 2-3 years, our coins growth has been growing in very big double digits as well as triple digits. The third thing that happens is there is a certain buyer confusion in their mind, especially in the lower price points, especially those people who are looking to buy low ticket sizes, lightweights, below 50,000. Their budgets kind of can't keep up with it. So we certainly see some impact in the lower price. On the higher price ranges, actually we see a ticket size increase. So it's a mixed bag that you see. Be that as it may, we managed to optimize the growth between buyers and ticket size. And we have now kind of got quite adept at it, seeing it over the last 3 to 4 years, happening continuously. We've done a lot of low, lightweight jewelry. We've also looked at reducing the caratage, both in CaratLane as well as in Tanishq and Mia, to go to 14 carat. CaratLane has even introduced 9 carat jewelry. And that has again sparked off certain growth, especially at the lower price points. Margins get affected because the relative weight of gold in the overall material cost goes up. The product mix also changes. If you sell more coins, the margins on coins is very, very less. And therefore, the overall blended gross margin that we see starts getting impacted. In order to deal with that, the jewelry division works on internal initiatives and programs to restore the gross margin back, and also use some degree of bullion management to help manage these price fluctuations. Overall, thankfully, our margin band has held steady in the last year despite these multiple challenges, and our return on capital employed has also gone up to 39% despite this mixed pressure. I hope I've answered your question. I don't know if you had something else in mind, but you have also asked about a question on Taneira on CapEx. We are not currently investing CapEx for Taneira. In fact, we have 78 stores across 41 cities. Even if we do add a few stores, they will be through our franchising route, and therefore there is not much CapEx. It's difficult to give you a sense on how do we see the same store sales growth for Taneira. On Taneira, there has been a review as to how are we seeing the progress of this business, and there are several let's say initiatives in progress, in which we are looking at how do we improve the merchandise mix, how do we strengthen the brand proposition and increase the same store sales growth. Currently, it's work in progress, and we hope to report some good numbers very soon. You have checked about price rises in raw material prices with regard to watches, skin, eyewear. We have been able to pass on the price increase because of the current geopolitical situation to our customers by way of price increases. It is not too much, and we have also done some amount of cost-cutting measures, which I shared earlier. Overall, the premiumization and product innovation support pricing power in watches is enabling us to power growth ahead. There was a question, in fact, about how watches has slowed down, etc. It's not true. It's not the slowest. Analog watch segment has actually grown 24%, and we are looking at a projected growth rate of close to 18 to 20% in analog watches alone over the next 4 years. And our EBIT margin in watches is a healthy 15.6%. So there is no cause for concern on watches. The declared growth in watches was partly due to a reduction or a decline in sales in the wearables category, where the company has undertaken a conscious rationalization of participation in select price bands. Most of that has happened now. From here on, we should hopefully start seeing growth. But I must share with you that the analog watches, not just for us, but the entire industry has kind of come back very strongly, perhaps due to the commoditization seen in the wearables category, especially in the lower price bands, which price bands, most of which we have vacated. Yes, I've covered the... Yeah, there was another add-on question to watches in terms of how is the FTAs being signed by our country with the EU going to affect us, with Swiss watches possibly becoming cheaper because of lower duties. So far, we have not seen the way that the international companies don't operate that way. In fact, they try to maintain a constant price across many parts of the globe so that there are less cross-border flows which are out of their control. So what they do is they try to have a recommended retail price in each market, and they adjust their FOB price at which they supply to the distributor or the importer, so that the retail price along with the margins, etc., taken come close to the band in which they want to operate. So for India, they had been possibly supporting with slightly lower FOBs. Now that their duties have come down, I believe, or at least we think, that they may not dramatically reduce their prices, especially since the Swiss brands are premium brands and they don't take such drastic measures. They will try to actually equalize their prices across the globe. Therefore, we are not sure if there is going to be a substantial inflow of Swiss watches into the country. Having said that, the opportunity in the 25,000 plus, which is the premium space, and the accessible luxury and the premium luxury space is very high, which was touched upon by our chairman, sir. We believe we have an opportunity to grow there. In fact, Titan has been witnessing fantastic growths in that price range, about 25,000 through Titan, Edge, Nebula, Xylus, and sometimes even Raga, with a few limited edition pieces. So we believe that we are going to double down in our efforts in the 25,000 to 1 lakh and in the 1 lakh price bands, where we have very low market shares, and therefore there is market share growth opportunity coming there. And thanks to the popularity of Titan, and now recently, as many of you touched upon, the Titan web series has brought in a lot of pride in India and Indian-made brands which are offering the best in the world. I think the opportunity in front of us is far greater than the risk, and therefore we don't see any challenge there. Yeah. I will go to the question by Mr. Jahangir Batliwala. You have asked about the CapEx plan and the R&D CapEx plan, and how do you plan to fund it? The company has routine CapEx to upgrade and expand its current manufacturing facilities across watches, jewelry, and eye care businesses particularly. Funding for the same would be done from internal accruals, sir. Typically, we land up having a CapEx plan of 500 to 600 crores per annum. And that is something, last year we have not spent that much, but that is a plan that we have got over the next 2 to 3 years. And with a strong operating cash flow of over 4,800 crores, we believe that all this can be internally managed. In fact, CapEx goes into multiple areas. It is not just manufacturing. It also goes into retail transformation, digital, and R&D. You also had a question on R&D. R&D, as it's traditionally classified, is, usually in accounting terms, we have very low R&D expenses, but in our business, a lot of R&D is about product development and design development. A lot of that is not capitalized. A lot of that is OPEX, and it gets classified under different heads. Overall, if you include all that, last year we spent about 13 crores in design development and research. Some questions asked about whether we introduce new products. Yes, of course, we will continuously introduce new products in each category to drive freshness and newness. But if the question which some of you asked was, is there a new category that you want to introduce after all the different category diversification we've done? As of now, we don't have any specific plans, but we are constantly looking out what are the next new opportunities. And as and when we have something like that, we discuss it within the board. Any JVs or alliances in the pipeline, as of now, there's nothing much to suggest that there is any JVs. There was a question from Mr. Santosh Chopra as to who our competitors are and what is the position amongst them. It varies, sir, across different categories. In jewelry, we have a lot of national players now, many of them listed, many individual, local, regional players. There are regional chains as well. In watches, so it's a fairly competitive, and we have disruptive new age players, particularly in lab grown as well as in studded play. In watches, we have largely from international players, the Swiss and the Japanese and fashion brands. In eyewear, it is local brands. What is our capex plan? I've already answered. You talked about something to do with our CSR. I think there are CSR activities which are present on our website as well. We didn't have the QR code, but somebody asked about CSR activities. You can see it on our website, and yes, we will try to bring the QR code back next year. This question is from Yashvi Jalan about Earth. We have styled 1 million customers. So what is the next milestone? So we are present in about 150 department stores and about 17 exclusive outlets, which we call yellow doors for Earth. So the next milestone that I have given the Earth team is, how do you get to 100 yellow doors? Maybe not in this year, by next year they should cross. Maybe by 15 to 18 months they should cross. So that's the next milestone. Under the segment reporting, we will report this separately only when it is material and crosses 10% of the revenue. Emerging businesses are collectively at 508 crores, as was mentioned by the chairman as well. Manas Banerjee had a few questions talking about our standalone EBITDA margin in Q4 declining to 7.2%. So I'll give you a set of responses on some of that. The margin optics, sir, are affected by elevated gold prices inflating the revenue base and margin mix shift within jewelry. In Q4, we had an impact on account of finalization of transfer pricing policies in the company. And this entry, however, gets reversed and nullified in the consolidated financial statements. Hence, while the standalone EBITDA margin percentage looks low optically, the right figure to consider would be the consolidated EBITDA margin. And it is to be noted also further that in Q4, we had a high quantity of bullion sale. When we get exchange gold from the customers, in order to manage our capital employed, some of that exchange gold, we convert it into bullion and sell it back on the MCX. And therefore, that gets reported also in the top line. But we exclude that from calculating EBITDA margin because we are just, recycling the gold out there back into the market. So the consolidated EBIT margin from the Q4 perspective for FY26, not Q4, for the full year was 10.9%. In the previous year, it was 10.7%. So this is for the full year, which was an improvement. For Q4 specifically, these margins were 10% for FY26 Q4 and 10.9% in FY25. Okay, so that's the correct figures to look at. As gold prices keep increasing, gross margins can get impacted due to product mix and business mix. Our focus, therefore, to derive operating leverage efficiencies comes if you look at our EBIT to GC. And therefore, EBIT to GC percentage becomes an important metric. In watches, there was a one-time reversal to mid-teens because this is the EBIT margin. Because when gold stabilizes, margin sustainability becomes easier. Okay. Sorry, I think I made a mistake. It says in watches, there was a one-time impact that we saw, a one-off, whereas the rest of the statements I made was relating to gold price on jewelry. There was one more question. A couple of more questions from Manas. What is the timeline for Damas to match Tanishq profit margin profiles? From calendar year 28 onwards, it will be EPS accretive and therefore it will do well. That is our estimated timeline. In terms of Tanishq North America, we are present in about top 10 catchments and we continue to add more stores. By the time we end this year, we may add 4 to 5 more stores in North America. You also asked about what is the sustainable operating margin trajectory for jewelry segment over the next fiscal. I'm quoting our CFO who has been sharing it with some of the analysts that earlier we used to talk about 11 to 12%, but now we are saying it may be more in the 11 to 11.5% range. Of course, if gold prices go up dramatically, then again, we'll come out with a revised outlook on that. Our decoupling levers are gold on lease and exchange program and bullion sourcing mix to kind of mitigate the volatile gold spot prices. Prakashini Shenoy had a question on 3 questions. One was on the roadmap. I've already covered the roadmap in terms of top line and outlook. Second one was on AI and digital, which I've already covered. The third one was on the business model. I just wanted to share a little bit on that. We operate a diversified multi-category lifestyle business with a portfolio of brands approach spanning jewelry, watches, eyewear, fragrances, bags, dresswear. We cater to varied customer needs and occasions through category-leading brands, supported by design innovation, manufacturing excellence, and omni-channel capabilities, besides having an extensive retail network. In other words, we are a deeply vertically integrated company which tries to offer maximum amount of differentiation. This deep differentiation helps us to, in fact, command a premium over competitor players, and therefore we are generally a higher margin player. I also talked about how the top 500 towns of India are relevant, and our deep distribution in several hundreds of towns enables us to capture this opportunity. Therefore, we can get both volume growth as well as value growth. And because we are able to command a premium over the market, we see a lot of interest from discretionary spending because customers are wanting to upgrade from, as the market is formalizing. So our brands naturally actually are able to capture that aspiration that customers are having. This approach is what is actually driving the growth of the company, and the growth of the company is driving profits and the operating leverage that you're seeing and the return on capital, which is why the market is also giving us such high valuations, and that is our business model. Kaushik Saukar, I think you had questions on capital allocation. I think, and how does the board evaluate it, etc., and how do we try to continue to deliver superior return on capital employed? First of all, capital is a very important piece. It's a very disciplined approach inside the company, and we follow a very structured methodology for it. Any new investment that goes into the company, whether it is a store, whether it's a new manufacturing setup or a diversification, we actually ensure that we have a next 5 to 6 year outlook. We actually do pilots wherever we need to do pilots, and then we put down a projection and we look at the NPV, IRR, etc., and it has strict guardrails. So that's one broad approach. Overall, our focus is on prioritizing growth. So we focus on high return organic growth. Now in jewelry, it may be different things. We have to be competitive, and therefore we look at investing in inventory, we look at retail transformation, we look at marketing, we look at exchange programs. In watches, the focus is on product innovation and premiumizing, and of course distribution. How do we ensure, besides brand building? In eyewear, it has been about retail transformation and a lot of focus on enhancing our innovation, particularly on optometry and all the stuff that goes into some of the eyewear stores. So it varies, okay? But high return organic growth is a priority. And therefore, we keep balancing between retail expansion, digital investments, and manufacturing, which drives capability, besides capacity enhancement. After that, we look at any potential. If we have cash flows, we look at any potential inorganic opportunities. Damas came up as an opportunity, and therefore we looked at it carefully from that angle. Our return on capital focus is between 30% to 35%. It should give. That is our constant focus, though we have delivered close to 39% last year. I hope that answers that question. There were also several suggestions that came up from Kaushik. Thank you for your suggestions. The comprehensive membership system offering benefits, style consultation across brands. And yes, we acknowledge your request for employment opportunity. We will look at it, sir, and come back to you. Abhishek Jain had a question on transfer of physical shares of grandmother. I request you to get in touch with our secretarial team. They will try their best to help you. I know that the process can be cumbersome because the IPF has a lot of stringent requirements, and they in turn take several months to even come back. So our team is constantly in touch with them, trying to help as many shareholders as we can. But since it's a regulatory body, we have to go with their approach and their timelines. You also had a question on what is the audit fees we paid. We paid 6.5 crores last year. Manoj Kumar Gupta asked about future plans and outlook of jewelry and watches. I've covered that in great depth. Please look at our Investor Day presentation on our website for more details. Direct impact on Middle East I've covered. There is not so much impact. Better discount. Yes, we have tried to improve the discount. It is 10%. I know some of our offers can be more attractive. So when the offers are not on, then this is something that you can use. For eye checkups also, yes, there was a request about can we provide eye checkup doorstep for super senior citizens. Our eyewear division has taken note of it, and we'll certainly try our best to ensure that we offer that service as best as we can. Thank you for the suggestion as well. Jaideep Bakshi, yes, steps taken to improve margins in jewelry and watches. Jewelry has a whole program, as I talked about, lightweight, carats, etc., and they have an internal program called GC Max, which they drive from. And we keep trying to see how we can make more and more initiatives and innovations in that area. But a large part of our margin improvement is also by enhancing our in-house capability and therefore increasing the share of in-house, both in watches and jewelry. I also talked about sourcing efficiencies by which we are able to manage the margins and premiumizing our offering, because higher the products, we are able to get a better margin profile. Brand visibility and competitiveness in markets. It's a very valid point, Jaideep ji, because we see that competitive intensity has been going up. It's a challenge that we have to deal with. We have been investing substantially on marketing. You'll be seeing that our marketing investments are growing in line with our revenue. In fact, we tend to grow sometimes even faster, and then the board sometimes asks some tough questions. But since we are prioritizing growth, we focus on ensuring that none of our brands is suffering from market visibility, particularly our bigger brands, which have got even greater competition. But competition is not just addressed through brand visibility, it's through retail presence, it's through product innovation, and it is through engaging with the customer on the ground. We do a lot of work on engaging with the customer on the ground, besides digital engagement. Final, you had one more question on gold price fluctuation. How is company helping the customers? Yeah, we have actually got a program called the Riva Golden Advantage program, in which customers can actually lock in a certain gold rate as they are putting in money as a monthly program, and then they can buy. Many customers have taken advantage of that. The second thing that we do is offer, especially before the festive period, we offer a best gold rate scheme. That is, you can book today. Between today and the day you purchase during the festive, let's say Akshaya Tritiya or Dhanteras, whichever is the best gold rate, you can take advantage of that. The third way company is helping is encouraging customers to come back with their old gold and recycle it. Good for the customer, good for the country, good for the planet. And we have seen fantastic response to that last year. Mr. Bimal had a question on when will dividend be credited. I'm told it should be credited to your account by tomorrow. Can we do it same day? We will try our best, sir. Allow us some opportunity to see if we can improve on that. What is the attrition rate you had asked? This year it's around 9%. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, Venkat had shared it was about 10%. We will see if we can invite you to the investor meet, Bimalji. I'll leave that request with our investor relations team, which is quite an active team and they manage a lot of these expectations. But I'll leave it as a request with our CFO and the investor relations team. Yashpal ji had asked, Yashpal Chopra, what is the next vertical to be launched? I've shared that we don't have anything right now in mind, but we keep scanning the horizon for opportunities in the future. Though I must say in our existing categories, we have some scale to be achieved, which are still in emerging businesses. So that's the immediate focus and priority. Which is the most profitable revenue generating business? Sir, all businesses are revenue generating. Jewelry, of course, is very large thanks to the precious material like gold and diamonds. But, you know, I think we should not measure businesses by revenue. I think one way to look at it is measure business by seeing how many customers we serve. I talked about 27 million customers or so we serve. You'll be surprised to note that in jewelry, we serve maybe 5 or 6 million customers. Watches serves some 15, 16 million customers. Fragrances serves 3 to 4 million customers. So I think the number of customers we touch and make fans of them and delight them and recruit them into our overall customer. We have an Encircle customer program, a loyalty program. And then from that flywheel, we are able to convert many of those customers. You will be interested in hearing that close to 9% of our buyers in jewelry come from non-Tanishq but Encircle customers who have got enrolled from our other categories. So I think the way to look at it is that the company is a customer delighting engine and creating a flywheel of growth which is benefiting all the categories. From a profitability point of view, all the businesses are very profitable. The gross margins are the highest in non-jewelry categories because the customer thankfully doesn't know the bill of material. In jewelry, the customer knows the price of gold and diamonds, and that's cultural. What is the modus operandi for AI implementation? I've covered that. Attrition, I've covered. What is the rate of foreign exchange what is the foreign exchange that we are gaining? Company earned last year 1,584 crores and spent 1,194 crores. It's given on page 139 of the annual report. Yeah, I think Tamal Mazumdar ji had many questions and we were not able to keep up with the pace at which you were asking and quoting many pages. So first of all, thank you for asking all those questions. We will certainly get back to you. There are many questions which were covering page 369 about some particular remarks. There was something about a CaratLane loan as per for Studio C, which was an impairment. What is Studio C status? Also something to do with the balance sheet of Studio C in INR and USD. Both were there. It is surprising. Sir, allow us time to get back to you. Our finance team through the secretarial team will get back to you with a detailed response to all your questions. We have noted down all the questions, but I'll answer a few of the others you asked. One was to do with geopolitical scenario in the Gulf, which I've covered. And do we expect an impact on profitability? No, it is not material. It will impact the profitability of Damas, which, as I said, contributes 3% of our, with less than 3% is in the future. Right now, it's a very small percentage of our top line, less than 1%. Eye care and watch profitability has been reduced. I think I explained that. In watches, there was a one-off, and in eye care also, we had some one-off. So the EBIT margins did come down. In watches, that was for Q4. Overall, for the year, FY26 actually enhanced its EBIT margin, 12.5% in FY25 and to 16% plus in FY26. And we think as the growth continues to be in high double digits, the EBIT margin for watches will continue to grow well. In eyewear, we had a challenge in some one-offs, but with high growth coming back into this business as declared in our Q1, and we see a good outlook going forward, you can expect a healthy EBIT margin even in the eyewear business. But let me assure you that in eyewear, the greater opportunity that we see is in top line growth. So the direction to the business from all of us in the management as well as board is go for aggressive revenue growth, margin and profit will follow. And that's what we are investing in a big way. I think I've covered most of the questions. Let me just see if any particular topic is not covered, which I had jotted down. Jasmeet had asked about advertising expenses. Yes, we have spent 1,220 crores last year, FY26 in advertising. You talked about how much do you invest in sampling. Mostly sampling happens in perfumes and it is very small. It will be hardly, a single digit in crores. So it's a very, very small proportion. Yes, I think I have covered virtually all the questions. Somebody, you also asked about CaratLane exports. I think Tamalji had asked. So the export decrease last year was because we had decided to hold on to the growth in international markets for CaratLane till we understand what's going on. We have now added a store for CaratLane in international markets, and we have regrouped and decided it's a very small component of CaratLane. CaratLane overall growth trajectory has been fantastic. Last year was 30%. Q1 has been even better at 40% plus. And I think the opportunity for CaratLane to grow in India is very high. International, we are still seeing how the US market is responding to CaratLane through the couple of pilot stores that we have. We surrendered the MCX license on TCTL because we are now significantly shifted bullion sourcing, hedging, etc. through GIFT City, and therefore we don't see much. And there are regulatory challenges constantly too, so it complicates life. However, TCTL, the subsidiary, remains. What we will do with it, we will come back to you. Yeah, there was a comment on TEAL by Yashpalji. I think TEAL, we are not getting into aerospace. We supply components for aerospace industry, and we've been doing that for a while. And aerospace is, of course, high demand, but we also supply for medical equipment. We also supply for electronics. This is the manufacturing. The other vertical for TEAL is automation, where we do automation for batch manufacturing, and we supply machines which are automated with robots and all of that. Is high engineering, and we see opportunities in many new sectors in there, not just in aerospace. On AI, I think there was some reference to human capital. We believe we are a high-tech, high-touch company, so AI and humans will come together to give superior customer service and differentiation to. And Titan is not going to look at shedding jobs. Titan is look at enhancing the way in which we interact with customers, leveraging AI, because we are finally a high-tech and high-touch company. Yes, I think I have covered all the questions. If there are some questions left out, our secretarial team will get back. Thank you once again for the spirit behind those questions. We appreciate it, and we will always answer it with full honesty. I now hand over to the chairman to continue the proceedings, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ajay. I think it was a very elaborate reply. Now I authorize Mr. Dinesh Shetty, General Counsel and Company Secretary, to conduct the voting procedure and conclude the meeting. The e-voting facility will remain open for the next 15 minutes to enable members to cast their vote. The results would be announced within the prescribed timelines and the same would be intimated to the stock exchange and uploaded on the website of the company and NSDL. I thank the shareholders for attending the meeting and for their continued support, for showing their keen interest in the company by seeking clarifications on various matters. I also thank the directors for joining the meeting remotely. With your consent, I and the other board members would like to leave the meeting. I request all shareholders to stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, board members. We are no longer live. I mean, we can speak to each other if you want. The e-voting has been kept open for 15 minutes as mentioned by the chairman. We now close the e-voting. I would like to say that the requisite quorum was present throughout the meeting. Results of the annual general meeting will be announced by the company on or before 29 July 2026. With this, I declare the meeting concluded. Thank you.